Hello, my name is Ray Haywood, and I am the author of Tools to Ready the Journey, A Father's Guide to a Faith-Filled Family. I'm coming to you today to encourage you to step closer in your faith with smart Catholics who are partnering up with the St. Raymond Nonatus Foundation in their God is Mercy online conference, which will be held the weekend of November 28th and 29th. You'll be able to sign up for this free online conference by clicking on the link at the bottom. I'd like to share with you the topic of my talk. It's going to be The Father Suffers. I'd like to share with you how I came to that. Like many fathers, I'm having a hard time getting my family back to church with all of the restrictions surrounding COVID. And I go to daily Mass pretty much every day, and I was sharing this with my pastor after Mass one day, and he turned to me very simply, my pastor, Father Matthew Codd, and he said, "The Father suffers." And his words to me bounced around in my head for days as perspective of what he shared, just started to come into view for me. And I started to think, well, how many fathers are actually willing to suffer for their families, especially in the worldly narrative that shares with us that we're not supposed to suffer here. Everything is instant gratification. And I did the video for this podcast prior to the election, but now after the election is completed, I'm starting to see just how many good women are stepping up and taking roles within our political world. And I can't help but think to myself, after seeing some of their responses when people say, "Oh, well, how did it go? What are you feeling right now?" What they're feeling is that they need to take the place of the man, because we're not doing our job, we're not stepping up. So our women, our good-willed women, are stepping in where we're not stepping up. And I feel as though awareness of this needs to be shared by many good-willed men who just somehow lost their place in our faith world, in our faith walk, in our faith communities, and even in the families that they're going to be held accountable by God to lead. So, as all this perspective starts to come close to me, I think of this young woman that was in a talk that I had with the UNC Charlotte Catholic Ministries. And in the talk, I shared that our devices are divisive. And after the talk was done, a bunch of the students stayed behind, and we had a little bit of a small group talk. And this young, beautiful woman shared with me that she felt as though her device was not divisive. And me as a father, a man of 53, I looked at that young, innocent soul, and I said, she is formed so well, and she is impenetrable because she has a beautiful heart. Not even all of the nonsense that comes into that divisive device can penetrate her beautiful heart. And then I think to myself, well, how many fathers do we have out there that are willing to suffer to create the Josephs that we need in the model of Saint Joseph to protect her heart, to actually step up and lead the family in the way that our loving Father intended for all of his children, for all of us. So as these perspectives came closer, the Father Suffers is something that I'm thinking about quite often now. And I'm hoping that there's going to be men out there that are going to want to step closer with me and listen. This talk is not just for the men. It's for women. It's for young women to understand. Everybody really needs to hear the perspective of how the Father is supposed to suffer. So again, you can click on the link below and you can attend our conference, God is Mercy. It's going to be beautiful. My talk, as well as many other intentional Catholic speakers, are going to be there with the intent to help you to stay closer to the path. So again, Ray Haywood, The Father Suffers. let's put a little intent into that discussion.